Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I am filming a very exciting video. I got some of the new Be Perfect Stacey Marie Love Tahiti collection. So I picked up the palette and all four of the Get Wet highlighters, and I used them for the first time today, and this is the look I came out with. So if you'd like to see how I got this look and my thoughts on these products, just keep watching. Gone ahead and done my base makeup just to get that out of the way. So what I picked up from the new collection was the palette and the four highlighters. So as you've probably seen already online, this is the packaging of the palette. It is absolutely beautiful, very different to the two previous palettes. As you know, they were just black on the outside and just said the Be Perfect Carnival, but this has a lot going on. But I'm obsessed with the packaging. I think it's so pretty. And here is the inside of the palette. So this palette has 40 shades in it. It has 31 matte shades, 4 duo shift pressed pigments, which has never been in a Be Perfect palette before, and I love their shimmer formula, so I'm really excited to see what these are like. 3 metallics and 2 high pigment shimmers. This is like the perfect rainbow palette. It has like every color you need in it. I really love the color story. First seeing the palette, I did think it was quite similar to Carnival 2, but now that I have them side by side now, do not mind the state of my Carnival 2 palette. It is well loved. You can see there is some shade similarities, but there is a lot of different shades in it. Like, there is some tones that are quite similar, but I do believe that all shades in the new Love Tahiti palette are all new, so we haven't seen them before. But I am obsessed. I am so drawn towards like this coral shade and the key lime, that neon green, and these shimmers. So here is some swatches of the shimmers in the palette. They are absolutely gorgeous, especially the duochrome ones, and they're so sparkly, so reflective. And then here, oh my god, this is so hard to show, is some swatches of the matte. So same formula as the other palettes. I love their formula of their matte shadows. I'm not going to swatch every colour because there is 40 shades and it will probably take me a while, but I think there's swatches up on Be Perfect's page anyways if you want to see swatches of all the colours. But I don't really care how they swatch, it's all about how they perform on the app. So from the collection, I also picked up all four of the Get Wet highlight. Can we talk about the packaging on these? Wow, absolutely beautiful. So these are a cream highlighter. I'm so intrigued to see how these perform. From Stacey's pictures, they look so blinding, and it does say they are a buildable finish. I did swatch them, and the formula is, I don't have any products that are like this formula. It is kind of like a putty kind of formula, like you can kind of like press down on them, but they're really creamy creamy, and they're almost like, when I swatched them yesterday, they were like a real like glass look. When I get to the highlight part, I'll swatch them all for you. But yeah, I picked up all shades because I knew if I just picked up one or two, I'd be raging, and I would have probably gone back to get the other shades. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just get them all. But I'm excited to see how these turn out on the skin also. So I have already prepped my eyes with P. Louise base in shade 2, and I've just put a little bit of translucent powder underneath my eyes. So I have no idea what look I want to use today or what colours I want to use. I'm gonna try use as many, I think, as I can get on my eyeballs. So I might do a little bit of a rainbow eye rather than sticking to the one tone, I think. I don't really know. Like, I'm getting so much inspiration looking at the palette, but I just don't know where to start. I think I'm gonna go in with Blackberry first, which is a gorgeous deep purple. I'm taking this on a Zuiva 227, and I'm going to pack that on to my outer corners and just through my creases. It's going to be my first blend. So I've just packed on Blackberry onto my eye and up into my crease. It performed as have the other palettes like amazingly, so pigmented, easy to blend and pack on, not much fallout at all. I find only certain shades with BPERFECT have fallout. Fallout doesn't really bother me, but there's literally not much fallout in the pan at all. Like none has fallen onto my face or anything. I'm really happy with how that shade has gone on. So for my next shade, I think I'm stuck between going into blues or go into pinks. Okay, we're gonna stick with pinks and we'll go into corals, I think. So I'm gonna take shade magenta, which is this magenta pink right there. It's just above blackberry in the palette. Along the edge of blackberry, just kind of wiggling on the color. I'm just kind of gonna get it as opaque as I can, and then I will blend it out later. So next from the palette, I'm taking shade Coral, which is the most beautiful neon coral shade, and I'm just going to blend this along the edges of magenta. This color, I say it probably won't even pick up on camera as bright as it is, but it is literally so neon in real life. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm not too worried if any of the shadow gets on my previous shades, because I haven't gone back in with them yet, and I will in a minute, just to reintroduce that color, make sure everything is nice and pigmented. But these are all applying and blending like a dream, just like I expected them to, because this is exactly why I do love the BPERFECT formula, because I just think they are just such nice shadows. And then I'm just going to take the shade Yellow, which is a fab kind of orangey yellow, and I'm just going to take that around the edges of Coral just to blend out them edges a little bit. And then once I'm happy with how opaque this shade is, I'm going to just go in with my previous shades and just reintroduce all them colours again, just to make sure everything's just seamlessly blended together. Now I am taking this up into my temples. It looks a little bit crazy now, but once I add my bronzer and stuff, it all comes together. I went ahead and I completely done this eye. Now do not judge, this is my bad eye, so I just like to get her out of the way. So I'm going to move on to my lower lash line. So just taking Blackberry again on a little bullet brush, I'm just going to apply that to my lower lash line, keeping it just quite up high because I am going to be blending some more colours out with it. And I'm not taking that all the way in because I am going to be applying some green into that inner corner. And then taking this shade Lagoon, I'm just going to apply that underneath Blackberry. Taking shade Key Lime, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous neon green, I'm just going to apply that under Lagoon. And then once I have this applied, I'm just going to go back in with them previous shades just to make sure my colours are nice and bright. I've just went ahead and cut the crease with P. Louise Blank Canvas. Yeah, especially with the pressed pigments shimmers, I'd say these probably apply best if you are using your fingers. It was kind of hard to get the product up onto the brush and to apply them with a brush, but obviously because I done a cut crease, I kind of need that like preciseness. So I popped a little bit of glitter glue and I just used the Peaches and Cream one, and that kind of grabbed the pigment a little bit better. But I would say with the pressed pigment shimmers, your finger is probably the best way to apply them. But I find that with a lot of pressed pigment shimmers, your finger always just works best for packing on that colour. First I'm going in with the shade Blue Moon. Now, there is quite a bit of fallout with these. I find they kind of do go everywhere. They are a little bit messy, but it's fun because they're pretty. You can see how reflective that shade is. Like, they are absolutely beautiful. The formula of these is stunning. And then I'm taking Starlight. The duochrome effect that these give is so cool. They look unreal on the eye. And then I'm taking Rose Pink and applying that to the inner part. And I'm going to take shade Pearl for that inner corner to really brighten that up. That is a beautiful inner corner shade, it's so bright. And taking shade Tahiti Green, which is the most gorgeous green shimmer. I'm just going to pop this just on the inner part of my lower lash line and just blending it into that blue and green. Completely finished off my eyes, base and lips, and now it is highlighter time. So I do have all 4 of the highlighters that released in this launch. I'm not really sure what one I want to use yet, but they are a cream formula. I've nothing like this in my collection, and they're so creamy. There's a swatch of Ju, but they look very glass-like when they're kind of like blended out. Like, look at the shine off that. It's so stunning. So I'll actually swatch all of them for you. So we have Hollow Glaze, which is the luminous skin finish with a popping pink and purple haze. So this is kind of the pinky purple toned one. Again, the formula is just so unusual. I never felt anything like it. So it says you can build these up to be like a very like strong striking highlight, or just for a soft kind of glaze on the skin. So obviously I'll be building it up to a strong highlight. Ooh, this one is called Skin Sheen, and this is reflex of gold and blue. That's it there, swatched at the top. And then the last one is Soft Silk. So this is a quite golden one. I say this would be beautiful across the chest as a chest coat. Probably be a little bit too dark for my skin tone. But there they are swatched there. So I think I'm gonna go with Ju today, which is the one that has reflex of gold and blue. I'm not really sure what the best way to apply these is. I think I'm gonna first go with my finger and then go in with a brush on top. So let's see how these perform. Whoa. Oh my god. Wow, that is beautiful. I'm going to blend it out a little bit with a brush. Whoa, that is so stunning. It just, the finish it adds to your skin. It's just so glass-like. I'm going to see how it applies with a brush actually. Do it on my other side. Okay, so definitely if you want like a blinding glow, apply with your finger. If you want just kind of like a shimmer across. Now they are quite glittery. That's one thing I will say, is there's quite a lot of a glitter going through them. I wasn't too sure how I felt about that highlight, but I'm actually going in with shade Ju on top, and I actually went for that shade. It's more of like a glittery highlight, where Ju is a little bit more of just kind of a sheen. Now they actually have mixed really nicely together, but yeah, Skin Sheen is definitely a lot more of a glitter through it. Like I can even see up close my skin. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, like you can kind of see all them green bits of shimmer. It kind of, Skin Sheen kind of reminds me of the effect you'd get if you put like a pigment on as a highlight, where Ju went on as like a nice real glowy highlight. But the formula is unreal. I'm really loving this formula. Very easy to apply. A little bit goes a long way. I probably did put on a little bit too much, and because I'm after kind of like blending it all along here, and I didn't really need my highlight there. But yeah, a little goes a long way, but very easy to blend, and it went on really nice over my powders, because I have already set my face with powders, and it hasn't like clung weirdly or anything. But you can see the glow that it gives. Like it adds a beautiful sheen to the skin. I feel like I do need to just play a little bit more around with these highlighters and just get used to the formula and like how to place them right, because I definitely feel like I put too much on the one area, if you get me. But no, I actually really like. So yeah, that is my finished look using my new products from this collection. I'm actually really impressed. Not that I had any doubts on how the palette and stuff would perform. The palette, the formula is the exact same, bar them new shimmers, but like the mattes and all perform the exact same as the other Carnival palettes and the Jab palette. So if you love BPERFECT's formula, I feel like you will love this palette. They blend like a dream, super pigmented, and they don't go patchy or anything. And the highlighters, interesting formula. I'm intrigued to play around with them some more. I think I just need to get used to them and get used to working with them, because they are a cream formula and I never really use cream highlights, but they are absolutely beautiful on the skin. But yeah, I'd say I will have some more tutorials up using this palette, because there's just so many colour combos, so many possibilities for looks with this palette, which I love about it. But I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial anyways using this collection, and be sure to follow my Instagram leahmorgan_beauty and my TikTok leahmorgan_x, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.